do. And I Link here, and today we're playing Kyle is Famous with Lano.
I don't know Kyle, but apparently he's famous.
I see nothing wrong with this. Okay, start.
Kyle woke up. He is famous.
Oh,
Ooh.
he's famous.
I can't tell if the okay, it looks like sound is going to stream. Just wanted to make sure it's actually showing this time.
It is.
Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle.
Can I write? Oh!
Let's go.
Pen spin.
Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed.
I'm really happy I don't have to read all this out.
Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man.
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
I mean, if you're gonna be Dumpy White Man, you may as well be the most Dumpy White Man, right?
I guess more.
Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields.
Ooh.
Okay.
Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best-of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast.
That sounds kind of boring.
The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely.
Oh, I guess I'm reading. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. What should I do?
So we're answering this for Kyle, right?
Yes, we're hoping Kyle.
Okay. So if Kyle's famous, see, for me, I just live it alone. Well, Kyle's famous. Famous people don't do that. He has to get up, right? But then he's famous. No one's gonna make him get up. Actually, yeah, he is famous. He doesn't have to do anything.
Wither away it is.
Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh.
Shucks.
Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve
Oh,
him of his
no.
responsibilities.
Well, I guess we're getting out of bed
Wait.
anyways.
That was my total plan. I have to reorganize my life now. Wait a minute. I thought dying did relieve you of responsibilities. I don't want to have to do stuff when I'm a ghost. I don't want to pay rent when I'm a ghost.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I guess we're a bit.
We'll see if Kyle figures a way out of it.
Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Does that say scavenge?
It does say scavenge.
Normal people scavenge in their room, right?
Definitely.
I think that's
I'm
the.
scavenging.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
Does that say bugs?
Yeah, it's high in protein and stuff like that.
Bugs it is.
Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two.
Sure.
Soon, he had a small handful of various insects,
no.
dead and alive.
Oh no.
You never know when we're going to need those.
Kyle stashed the wriggling mass for later use.
I did not like that sound effect bedroom.
Oh god, yeah.
We have a ball of bugs. What if we scavenge again?
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing...
No. Sit at desk. Made his way over to his desk and sat down. I guess we may as well write those notes.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother?
Lots of stuff.
Yo, am I a mother?
Kyle wrote down his second question.
What are some diet tips? Beef. Master blended. Ever eaten a raw egg whole?
Hmm. The masher blended, people. It's a popular topic these days. The
Yeah.
audience is going to want to know.
You're right.
Kyle wrote down his third question.
What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy!
No, that's a question. I purposely ran over a puppy?
Oh, that doesn't make it better! Do you ever smile?
Kyle wrote down his last question.
What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty?
Yeah.
Sure.
Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk.
Back to room. Let's go look around. Let's go to the hallway. Check lock. Oh, there's a kitchen.
Ooh, yeah.
Check pantry. Open fridge.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
So, what do you want to do?
You eat the whole fridge?
So, you want to eat the whole fridge?
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
That's
Dolphin,
how
what up?
That's how I feel when I open the fridge.
Oh, we're eating in the fridge.
Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out.
Yes. Bad food.
Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole.
Oh, there's a left key.
Come on, leave the apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Let's go see our neighbor. Wait, the neighbor.
Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived.
What?
I guess we just came back alive.
Oh, okay, sure.
Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day.
We roll into our closet. Oh, no.
Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes.
Wait, but we had a fridge and this is what's bothering you?
Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew
Oh,
member, none of
no.
whom looked at him directly.
Oh, no.
As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone.
Well,
Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Kyle decided
Oh, boy, this just
Kyle
replays it
is
all.
now a ghost. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor.
Wait, what? No.
Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom.
No, stop it. Okay, what are we gonna do? We gonna die again?
yeah, let's recreate.
Let's die again.
Kyle decided. Kyle is
Getting out of bed. Okay, this time we're putting
Let's
on clothes.
yeah, get some clothes on and then get our bugs back.
Open the closet. It was dark and you only really see his hanging shirts.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Ooh,
We're going to war. Suit of armor.
that's what I'm
Kyle
thinking,
was
yeah.
unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do.
I would wear armor every day if I had it.
Why do we have armor?
After much squeezing and
Oh,
sweating,
cool.
Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self.
Well, let's go back to
Oh,
scavenging.
yeah,
Kyle
let me get
quickly-
the bugs back.
Kyle started to pick between.
Oh,
Soon,
we're eating
he
them
had a
this time.
Kyle threw
Oh.
back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggling mass into his mouth. He felt
sound.
refreshed.
I did not like that sound. That food.
Felt refreshed.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with our food.
Let's go to our desk.
Oh, yeah, our desk, sorry. To the
Bedroom. Yeah. What's in the drawer?
Grow in the item store?
Ooh, key.
Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in his desk.
Change too.
Why did that take
No,
like
no,
an
we
hour?
didn't change. Oh god. Cal hit that quick.
God.
Let's get our change too. You never know when you
Oh,
get
you're
the
right.
change.
Why'd that take
Kyle
2 hours?
scooped up the change
God.
scattered around the desk drawer.
They were quick. There was no interview, I guess.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Am I a mother?
Kyle wrote down his.
Beef master blended.
Kyle wrote
Do
down
you
his.
ever smile? Are
Kyle-
you guilty?
Kyle ripped his page.
We have an hour. No, no, please, please, wait. I want to leave the apartment.
Kyle hurried to the.
Okay, here
Sitting
we go.
across. As Kyle. Good evening, Kyle, she said,
you go.
looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here.
Okay, this time she didn't instantly avert her eyes and leave.
Kyle responded.
Oh,
Well, I mean, we're already in a suit of armor, so let's scream and spin in circles.
exactly.
Kyle stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show.
We'll save it for next time.
Fine, start interview.
A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the
Wait,
floor.
what?
Rachel looked at
Oh,
Kyle, concerned,
no.
gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here.
Staying up for the next few hours more than likely. Oofy.
Oh,
More.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss. So we might as well dive right in, said Kyle.
okay.
I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
What should we start with?
Since she's smelling, we should ask her if she's ever smelling. That way it gets her,
Do you ever smile? Spat Kyle. Like, seriously. Rachel stopped smiling. If you're gonna be on the show, you need to smile, okay? Said Kyle, not smiling. You're here to get views, and you'll get more views if you smile. Here, I'll show you how. Kyle turned to the camera and gave the audience
No.
a huge, teeth-clenched, bug-eyed grimace. Rachel nodded and obviously wanted to move on. Kyle asked another question.
Yeah, beef?
A burning question from the fans, said Kyle. Beef, do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered promptly, mashed, and no more was said on that matter.
Okay then.
Kyle asked another question.
We should leave this for last. Am I a
Yeah.
mother?
Rachel, am I a mother? Kyle looked at her very seriously. Rachel was visibly unsure of how to respond. Well, Kyle, I think you might be a better source of answering that question than I am. But do you think I'm a mother? Asked Kyle, pushing further.
Oh no.
Rachel paused for a second before answering. I think you inspire youth to pursue STEM fields, she answered. Kyle asked another question.
Are you guilty?
Rachel. Are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up, and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously.
She guilty.
Are
Oh,
we-
she hella guilty.
Guilty, spat Kyle. Of your crimes!
What crimes are
Oh,
we
her crimes.
talking
Yeah.
here?
The ones that are hers.
Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper.
Okay.
Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you.
I'm pretty sure this is how we die, ain't it?
If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today?
In case you
Before
checked
Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well.
Yeah. I think it's
Sure.
well.
But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing.
There's more world options. We
Oh.
prepared very well, apparently.
All right.
Okay, let's try to do it properly for once. Open the closet.
Kyle
Flip
decided
suit.
Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks.
Why is there stuff in our pockets? Oh crap! I forgot to. Oh, I use time every time I move back and forth. It takes me an hour to move
Yeah.
around. Gotcha.
Want to just reset?
Oh, that'd be a better idea. Restart.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this while naked first.
Yeah. All
Kyle
the best
wrote
thoughts. It's
down
like a
his
shower
first
thought, right?
question.
Are you
Kyle
a
wrote
mother?
down
What are
his-
some diet tips?
Kyle wrote
What's
down
your funniest story?
Kyle wrote down
You
his
don't-
last
What's
question.
your guilty pleasure?
Kyle ripped
Clothes. I need clothes. Clothes. Please don't run away again. Did that
Kyle
say Rusty
decided to
Locker?
take some time to choose the
I think
perfect
it may
outfit,
have.
knowing how Kyle
Okay, hallway. Kitchen. Fridge.
Kyle opened the
Does it say
fridge,
eat
intending to
condiments?
find something to eat.
Does.
Okay, breakfast.
Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage.
No. Eat. We'll smash it later.
Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed.
Ooh, fresh.
What's in here?
Kyle wanted to access
Oh,
the
I forgot
pantry,
about that. Oh, let's go leave the apartment.
Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked.
Who does that?
A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
Does that say...
Consume Gabby?
Oh, no. We'll do that later.
Or-
Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly.
Rachel.
Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Oh, Rachel? Gabby said. She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. Kyle hurried.
Okay, here we
Sitting
go. Here we go.
across from his host chair was a glamorous woman. As Kyle approached, "Good evening, Kyle." Kyle responded. "And I as well, Rachel," answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. "You are a most welcome guest."
Yeah, this is a talk show host. Not a very
Yeah,
interesting one, but a talk show host.
I think it's part of being a talk show host, right? You don't want to be interesting. You want the guest to be interesting.
Yeah, but I want to eat a fridge, spin in circles, and then just spew it out.
And then consume
After
our
other
downstairs
mild
neighbor.
exchanges
Oh,
of
no.
pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no
Oh.
more introduction."
We're doing it right. We're going by the book this time, right? Let's go by the book.
Okay,
still.
okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. "I'm glad to be here." "Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in,"
Oh, we
said Kyle.
sound pretty cool. We don't sound like we just threw up some bugs.
Right?
Weird.
"I'm very ready," said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. "Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother?" Kyle looked up from his notes. "Well, being a single woman with a career," she answered, "that's not something that has crossed my mind." Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle.
Oh wow, she doesn't want to kill us.
All
Strange.
right.
Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, you manage to keep such a thin and healthy figure, said Kyle. What is your best diet tip?
Don't eat your fridge.
Well, a good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel. And don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. She smiled. Kyle looked at his flabby self, decided not to comment, and moved on. Kyle asked another question. We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Ooh, well, that's an easy answer, said Rachel. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce.
All right, we're killing each.
I think they liked it better when I asked her if she was guilty.
It might sound
No, she
strange,
is
but it's
guilty.
tangy
She's
and
guilty of a
sweet
serious
at the
crime.
same time. I eat it far too often. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle asked
I can't even
another
comment on
question.
that.
Yeah, you've been involved in a
Yes,
lot
she's
of different things, said Kyle. But what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot.
What?
I
But how?
guess she had it next to the pot.
What?
While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room.
What?
What?
She poisoned them and then
Rachel
sold them?
laughed elegantly.
Rachel's crazy.
Kyle decided to move on.
I don't blame Kyle.
After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time.
Okay, we're in clothes. We didn't throw up.
Do you prepare for your interviews in
Oh, okay.
advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over.
Just catch.
Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something
but
was
that was
still
perfect.
missing.
Really? I don't get anything for doing it perfectly? Okay, fine. Then we're gonna start the day wearing skunk pasties. Sorry, Rusty Locker first.
Kyle knelt down and inspected the old, rusty container that had been in his closet for ages. It was locked, but had a blade-shaped slot in the top.
Hey,
Why do I have this?
I'm a blade.
Okay, let's go screw around. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the apartment naked. That's fine.
That's all good.
Kyle approached a middle-aged.
Hello, Gabby.
Kyle
Yeah.
unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done.
Chance to
Kyle
do anything,
returned
just
to the middle of the
immediately
street.
consume. Okay, Tom Kench.
Did you see this thing is scabby?
Uh,
What's the tech store? Kyle,
steal him. Steal him.
Kyle walked to this clean white tech store. He's greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot playing soft music from a small microphone.
Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to heave upwards. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran outside.
Oh, I guess I'm continuing with my day now. Well, I guess I should probably get chained so I don't, get kicked out.
Kyle
be
decided to
true.
take some time. Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk
Oh,
flesh.
God.
Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue.
What? Okay, sure.
Okay.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his
Is it
immediate need
resources?
for... Kyle began to comb through the damp piles of filth and mold on his floor in search of helpful items.
Sure, I see nothing wrong with this.
After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old cheese, Kyle found something much more important.
Why is there old cheese?
Well, had to be aged, you know. It's
Indeed,
fancy
it was the
cheese.
corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house.
What?
Uh-oh.
What? Sure.
Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether
have
to
an
interrupt
hour.
such an important day with Harry business.
Here, let's go deal with Harry.
Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stares.
I wonder why they're staring at me.
I don't know.
I don't know. Weird.
Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse, on a lovely playdate, just the two of them. Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar.
That's sad. 5 games for a candy bar?
Well, if he doesn't move so fast, he's dead.
That's not an excuse.
They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite.
I wonder why.
After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry onto the swing set, but, lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again.
I'm just completely forgetting about my interview right now.
Finally, Kyle took
Right.
Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as
Make
their
sure to
pocket
take care of
change
Harry.
allowed.
I don't have pockets. I'm wearing skunk pasties. Oh, is it Gabby's maybe?
Oh, yeah, with her pockets.
I guess I'm
Free
stealing
change.
change now.
Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's pockets until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along.
I'm doing great.
Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was
Friendship
reanimated.
and love.
Okay, but how did he die on my floor?
Don't worry about it.
Harry's old, rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back.
Is his eye on my floor too?
Oh, hopefully
By
not.
the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused but delighted to have his long-lost friend meet him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel.
All right, real-time friend.
Oh, wait. I thought I saw... What's with the key on here?
I'm not sure.
Kyle was a nudist. Okay, what happens if I choose an outfit,
Kyle decided to take some...
suit of
Kyle-
armor?
After much...
I have to have a sword, right?
Kyle knelt down and
I don't have
inspected
a
the old,
sword.
rusty container.
Hmm.
Well, I'm disappointed.
Maybe in the pantry.
Oh yeah, okay, so...
Kyle quickly
Ooh, yeah,
crouched
we
down
can
on the
keep you
floor,
best.
realizing his
I'm
immediate...
scavenging again at desk. Those are
Oh,
new.
the flashlight and CDs now, yeah.
Kyle grabbed...
Pantry.
Kyle wanted to access the... The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually opened.
What's in it?
Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard.
My what now?
I see.
Wh-
Or boneyard.
Well, I mean, I'm here anyway, so I may as well just...
Kyle voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat within a minute. Kyle wildly sucked down another bottle. He felt very sick.
Well, I mean, I'm already here.
Kyle's vomit and the lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which was which.
I mean, I've already gone this far.
As Kyle finished the
Let's see if
last
you
bottle of
react.
lard, he felt a wave of accomplishment come over him.
I did it. Anything else in the pantry?
Kyle, instead of an
There's
assortment
more.
of canned... Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting... Good? Kyle responded.
Well, I mean, last time we said we would, so I mean, we have
Kyle
to now.
stretched his arms wide,
yeah.
tilted his neck upwards, and... was interrupted.
I insist.
Kyle shoved his producer out of the way, spread his arms wide, and began to scream loudly. He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and his producer. After several minutes, Kyle was finished. He slowly put his hands to his sides and smiled. "I'm ready," said Kyle. Rachel blinked at Kyle, shrugged, and walked over to her seat.
Which is like, okay, know what? I guess this is normal. Okay, sure.
A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened. "Good evening." Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor.
Oh no.
Rachel
Here
looked
we
at
go
Kyle,
again.
concerned. Kyle stopped. "Tonight, I have the pleasure of
Becoming Rachel May.
However," said Kyle, suddenly dropping his voice, "Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She is
Oh.
not new to this show. She did not walk in before me. In fact," said Kyle, "I am Rachel May." Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words, "You are who?" Kyle stood up quickly and threw his arm high above him, pointing upwards. "I have never been, Kyle!" he proclaimed. "I have never been the host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle." Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera. "I am here for but one reason, to interview myself." Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had taken earlier. It was then that Kyle remembered that
Wait a
he
minute.
had not bothered to
no.
prepare any notes for the interview.
Well, we were too busy eating lard, so...
Realizing he did not know how to handle this situation, Kyle began sweating profusely, but he continued. "Firstly," he said, is your name Kyle?" "No!" Kyle slammed his fist down repeatedly. Then he stopped
Okay.
talking.
Uh,
A thick, uncomfortable silence hung over the studio.
so this is what a mental breakdown looks like.
The silence did not end. The cameras continued to roll. Nobody moved or spoke. Eventually, Rachel got out of her chair and walked off screen. One by one, members of the crew followed suit. Eventually, Kyle was left alone in the studio, camera
God.
still running, silently sitting in frame. This episode of Stay Up Late with Kyle became the longest episode in television history.
I mean, I would watch that. What about you, Lana?
100%.
Kyle
very
continued to
entertaining,
sit in front
show.
of the camera all night
Oh
and
my
into the morning, wishing it would end. As evening fell again, the crew shuffled back in
Oh my
one by
God.
one, getting in places to film that day's episode. Kyle continued to sit motionless, cameras rolling, as the crew chatted about their days and got in position. Eventually, the crew officially started the next episode. Kyle was prompted to introduce himself again. Kyle had produced an incredibly artistic episode.
It's art for you.
Yeah, okay, sure. Kyle was artistic. Do I get a different ending for that? Kyle was very quiet. I did.
Well, yeah, I think Kyle was artistic, right?
Yes, Kyle was very quiet.
Right.
Well, let's go eat the neighbor. Oh, okay, first things first. Let's put on the clothes.
Kyle decided on a fashion-forward,
Oh, it's-
casual style. He could barely see out
Fashion
of the
forward.
goggles.
Yes. Now, excuse me while I go eat the neighbor. Oh, I should probably make questions first.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Is your mother a mother?
Kyle wrote down
ever
his
eaten a raw egg whole?
Kyle wrote down his third.
Previously ran over a puppy.
Kyle wrote down his
Do you
last.
feel guilty?
Kyle.
Okay, let's go eat the neighbor.
Kyle a middle-aged
Hey,
woman named
neighbor.
Gabby. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street.
Well, I mean, we can't go into this without Techno Jim, right?
Oh yeah, we have to.
Come on, Jim.
After several times,
Remember the brew.
Kyle glanced at the attendant, who
He's been through so much for this.
Oh, I forgot to go get my There's a locked door here.
Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside.
Well, I mean, I'm already here, so...
Kyle decided it would be
Really
best to try to
bullet.
force the door open with use of his face.
Yes.
After smashing his features into solid
Oh,
wood
no.
for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia.
Oh,
Kyle hurried.
I wasn't trying to do it again. I don't know what
Sitting
you're talking about.
As Kyle approached her, Rachel... Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here.
Oh, Techno
Kyle
Jim, let's
roughly
go.
shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead. Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it,
Oh,
but instead
no.
tore it off the cardboard frame.
Oh, not his hand.
Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned the crew to go live. Cameramen moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. Hi, I'm Kyle, said Kyle, and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm.
Oh my god, I'm using his arm to...
Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. Hi, Kyle, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest.
Wait. I thought we were interviewing...
Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare.
What am I doing?
Wow, Kyle, he said. I sure wish I could look like you.
It's okay.
Techno Jim
Oh my
burst
God.
into flames.
Wait.
Oh no. Oh no, not the Techno Jim. He's too hot to handle.
He bursted.
Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon abuzz with electrical fires.
I think we started a fire.
Kyle's crew abandoned their posts as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out.
Come on, get these
As the
fires,
crew
guys.
scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat, motionless, staring forward. Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed.
What?
Ooh, ratings, let's go.
Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular.
Huh.
Hey. New cardboard ritual.
Yeah, I got a new cursor. How do I use this?
Ooh. Oh.
Whoa!
Oh, what's the little flashlight?
It's a gray blip. No trail involved.
Kyle woke.
What else could we do?
It's lived this time yet, but putting to work today.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect
Let's go
outfit.
wear the skunk pasties
Kyle
again.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah.
the
I'm done.
So, should I go eat the neighbor again?
Oh, I think we should let the neighbor live today.
Man!
Okay, go eat the neighbor. Who am I
Heck
kidding?
yeah.
Kyle, a middle-aged woman. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street.
I'm pretty sure this is how this game is supposed to be played. Walk in,
I agree.
eat the neighbor, ask the attendant for free samples.
Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample.
Huh.
I want that free sample.
Wanting
yo.
Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out.
Hands are for nerds.
Kyle firmly
Well,
clamped his
these
mouth
ones.
around the outstretched phone, creating several punctures in the screen. Kyle grunted and yanked with his head until the attendant let go of the phone. The phone is now Kyle's to use forever.
Sweet!
All
What if I go
right.
back in? Wait a minute.
More free samples?
This phone, said Kyle, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out of the back. Kyle continued. Also, the screen has had issues ever since I used it to hammer nails into the wall.
Yep.
Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery.
Oh my.
The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips, and said nothing.
Wonder why.
Feeling he had made his argument, Kyle decided to leave.
I think I win.
Uh-oh.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending.
Eat
Ah,
the
dang
fridge.
it!
Oh, no, that's on eat the fridge.
Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up. Good evening. Kyle responded.
Let's save us some time.
After other a moment
wait,
after
nothing?
seating, the
Nothing?
studio lights brightened and the.
Oh.
Good evening,
Nothing?
everyone. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely
I don't have any
Rachel May,
questions.
who needs no
Okay,
more
next time I'll do
introduction.
questions and then I'll just
Kyle-
casually.
In response, Kyle collapsed on the
Uh-oh.
floor.
Collapse. Oh, it's 'cause you're
From a
consuming too
combination
much?
of stressful preparation and not eating anything, Kyle had passed out.
Wait, but
Oh, we eat anything.
I did!
Well, we consumed her, but we didn't eat her.
Nobody in the studio
Huh.
quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home.
Wow, my crew sucks.
Oh, wow. there's-
Kyle was
there's
left
you.
face first on the floor.
Prepared by starving himself.
Ooh, that's social
Kyle
media.
started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Another grand larceny and crime spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight.
Interesting. Well, that was just we'll shift you earlier and talk about if she was guilty or not.
Yeah, also, she poisoned her family and stole their stuff.
Oh, that's right, right? Yeah.
Who is
the
the bug
story.
vigilante recently spotted
Oh,
pursuing
no, but it's,
larcenists?
it's Rachel.
Kyle fails to show up to several charity events. Bug vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries. Donations flourish. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats. Phone model recalled. Techno gym stores blame overuse by customers.
You mean like this? Still going. Oh my
Kyle's
god.
phone exploded in his hands from overuse.
Whoa, then. I guess I'm getting up.
Phone exploded too. That's a little annoying.
Kyle wrote down his first question. Kyle wrote down his second question. Kyle wrote down his... Kyle wrote... Kyle decided to take some... Kyle was...
Farmer.
After much...
Us.
Oh, I should probably eat something.
Oh yeah.
Kyle opened the... Kyle pointed...
Fridge get perfect.
In... After many gurgles...
I'm now good to go.
Sitting... Good? Kyle responded. And I... After
Come
the
on, please
moment...
let me ask her.
Good? Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had
That's
eaten.
fine.
Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool. Kyle stopped,
Okay, so I just
then
spat out an
vomited
entire
again,
fridge
then
and no one looked
continued
at me
with
funny?
a shaky voice.
Yep.
Tonight, I have the pleasure of However, she is not. In fact, Rachel... Kyle stood up quickly. I have never been, Kyle! Kyle looked... Kyle sat down. Kyle read the first question on his list. Is your mother a mother? Kyle replied, no, because I am my mother.
Oh.
And, continued Kyle, I am your mother and everyone's mother and also Rachel and Kyle and... I'm also your children and that woman you met in the coffee shop yesterday and your high school best friend. And I'm your friends and I'm that person next to
You're
you and
okay.
I'm also you. Kyle waved his arms around and smiled.
Smile. Because we're all Kyle.
Nobody seemed to understand. It's a magic trick! Shouted Kyle
Oh, no.
happily. I'm
God.
everyone now! Kyle got up and happily danced out of the studio, arms spread wide. Although not taken seriously at first, sociologists quickly found that Kyle's claims were true.
Oh.
Somehow, magically, Kyle became everyone and nobody else technically existed anymore.
Well,
After a massive amount of study, it was found that Kyle had stumbled upon a very unexpected sociological loophole.
Ah.
Nobody really knew what to do with this newfound discovery, so they decided to do nothing. Kyle continued to be theoretically everyone, and everybody else continued to be theoretically non-existent.
I see.
well then.
So we're just coin flipping.
Well, Kyle. Yeah.
It was a strange time to be alive.
What's everyone?
Okay, what if I try this again, but this
Kyle-
time I ask
Kyle-
different questions?
Kyle wrote down his first.
Let's ask.
Kyle wrote down his second question.
Mashed or blended? Oh, what if you blended?
Kyle wrote
the
down his
things?
third question.
We'll ask a funny story, and then we'll ask her about her guilt.
Kyle wrote down his last question.
Yeah.
Kyle ripped his paper. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Delicious.
Kyle started to grab condiments from the fridge, squirting them into his mouth with both hands.
Yes, I too love eating ketchup.
Ketchup, horseradish, and mayonnaise entered Kyle's mouth at a rate that soon overwhelmed his
no.
ability to swallow.
Why does it say good food?
Oh no. I guess it's good. It wasn't bad. The condiments.
Kyle spewed the excess condiment slurry across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls.
No.
God.
Kyle continued until all of the condiments had been emptied.
Oh,
No.
God.
Not like this.
Oh, no.
Kyle, a middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the
Dumped
door.
it, but hi.
Good morning, neighbor.
I need to know.
Oh, Gab. Good. Kyle
So, should
responded.
I become her again?
After a
Moment.
moment.
Let's ask her herself.
Good evening, everyone,
Gotcha.
said Kyle.
Because we need to look in
Tonight,
fast.
I have the... Kyle... Well, Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
Are you
Rachel,
a
I and many
mother?
others... Well? Very... Kyle asked another question.
Beef master
A br-
blended.
Kyle asked another...
What's your funniest story?
In the soup? While my... Kyle
Are
asked...
you guilty?
Rachel. Are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up, and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both
Oh,
started
please.
twitching uncontrollably.
Well, phone now.
Kyle whipped out his phone and started dialing the police. Kyle quickly realized that the broken phone he had gotten for free was not able to call anyone.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Kyle looked sadly at his hand, realizing he had botched a wonderful opportunity to be helpful. Rachel looked at Kyle smiling. Her eyebrows twitched a bit. What's the problem, Kyle? Anything I can help you with? She glared, still smiling.
Uh-oh.
Kyle looked up from his hand sadly. He slowly shook his head. The interview continued on. Rachel
Oh,
answered
wow,
questions
Rachel.
cheerily. Kyle forced a smile through the entire episode, but he felt very sad inside. Kyle had missed his chance to be helpful.
Helpful.
Time to go get a new phone. I can only give a review.
Oh, keep reviews. Let's review. Let's review. Let's review.
Give a review again.
This phone. Further,
Give me a new phone. Well,
quickly,
Yeah,
Find
I think
it.
it was a new phone. He's
Kyle
not going to
Glan-
keep Techno Gem.
Kyle,
He's going to get
A
both
mid-
the phone and the
Kyle, job.
Okay. You got something about consuming this poor Gabby moment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kyle just. Kyle. After much squeeze,
Oh, I forgot to eat again.
Uh-oh.
What if my phone
Kyle's-
explodes and I go talk to him? Come on, blow up. Come on. There you go.
Kyle just. Kyle.
There. Now if I get
After
shanked,
much-
I won't, die.
Yes. Go for protection.
Write notes.
Kyle wrote
Is
down-
your mother?
Kyle
Ever
wrote.
eaten raw egg
Kyle
whole?
wrote down-
What's your funniest story?
Kyle
Are you
wrote-
guilty?
Kyle.
Yeah, I think it's just good.
I don't think I'm gonna make it in time.
Oh.
Let's
Kyle
just
opened
eat
the-
the crust on the fridge wall.
Kyle started scraping streaks of crud and spots of mold off of the walls of his fridge.
Delicious.
After wadding it into a crusty, moist ball, Kyle popped it into his
Oh,
mouth
no.
and began to chew. Several minutes of crunching later, Kyle finished and swallowed the ball whole. It felt sticky in his stomach. Kyle
I did
hurried
it.
to the set, sitting. Kyle responded. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle. Good. Kyle vomited. Kyle. Tonight I have the
Well, I don't-
pleasure of
I
interviewing
need to fix the phone
lovely
first somehow.
Rachel.
So let's become her.
She is. I. Kyle.
I love when he screams.
Kyle read the first. Kyle replied.
Oh god, wait a minute. I did this
And
again. I did
I'm
this
also
again.
your
I did this
children and
again.
that woman
I
you
did
met in the coffee shop yesterday.
No, not again. Okay, let's do this. Good blammo. Come on. Boom. Boom.
There you go.
Okay, go give me a new phone. I need a new phone. Give me a new phone.
This phone. Kyle. Further.
Give me a phone.
Kyle.
Yep,
A
phone for me.
middle-aged woman named Gabby answered. Slowly, Kyle started to twirl outside of Gabby's door, arms outstretched.
Give phone.
He tilted his neck upwards and let loose a long, passionate, and meaningful scream. As Kyle continued to spin, Gabby shut and locked her door, as she did every time Kyle screamed outside her door. Eventually, Kyle ran out of breath and fell over.
I like how that was just normal. She's like, oh my god, again?
Right?
Kyle.
Okay, well, we gotta put on clothes.
Clothes are probably helpful.
Oh, wait, it was dark. Flashlight?
Kyle grabbed the flashlight,
What?
but after jiggling the switch, he found it was out of batteries.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
Where am I supposed to get batteries from? So change?
Parts department?
Okay, what if I go buy one?
Kyle scooped up the change scattered around the desk
Oh, that could
drawer.
work.
You have to have batteries. You're a tech store. And if you don't have one, I'm stealing Techno Gym again. Yes!
Kyle counted out $1.98 in pennies and
Hey,
nickels
got it.
and traded them for a small packet of batteries. Kyle crammed the batteries into his flashlight.
I can't waste time.
Oh.
I'm tempted though. So tempted.
Kyle shined his flashlight into his moist, cave-like closet that had not seen light in years.
My what now? Okay.
After several minutes of searching around with the light, Kyle saw something unusual in the back. There was a pile of strange items, including a small metal box with a large red button stamped with Travel Time. Kyle, bored of the situation, mashed the button, hardly reading the label above.
Oh no.
The box hummed and shook.
Uh-oh.
The outside
Oh,
metal
no.
grew
Oh,
hot
the screen is
and
actually
slowly
shaking.
curved in on itself.
Okay.
It was early in the morning. Kyle had gained several hours of preparation time.
What?
We just tie-backed.
Okay,
Kyle decided to take some... Kyle
Okay then, let's read our questions.
Kyle wrote down his first question. Kyle wrote down... Kyle wrote...
I'm
Questions.
confused.
A little bit. So reset time. Is there anything else we can do now that we've reset time? Not certain.
After smashing his features into solid wood,
Oh, that's basically.
Kyle walked over to the strange
Oh,
door.
the door's
Oh my
still locked.
god. Oh, I thought you were going to do that for like 12 hours. Like, oh god, just over and over.
I mean, I was trying.
Kyle a middle-aged
Does she
woman
have
named
a-
Gab. Good
yeah.
morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby, asked Kyle, tell me about yourself. Gabby stiffened. Oh, you know, she said, putting on a fake smile. I just sit around here.
Not suspicious at all.
Yes, I
Not
don't
at
get
all,
around much.
yeah.
Never go out at night. I just stay here, right here. Gabby glared at Kyle. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street.
Bye, Gabby.
What? Oh, I didn't
Oh.
eat.
Nope. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, wait, my amnesia.
You. Kyle's ears
Concussion.
began to
Oh,
ring
God.
from his concussion.
Um,
Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Kyle sat in the nearest chair,
Yeah,
which was
concussion.
Rachel's. After a moment, Rachel hesitantly sat in the host chair.
Oh.
A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the... Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is.
Oh no.
No.
Kyle
Much
made a
advancing.
desperate effort to remember his name or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back, confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle.
Okay, let's go.
Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. She waved.
Hmm.
All right.
Hi,
all right.
Rachel, said Kyle. So why are we here? Rachel was visibly worried. Ha ha, funny, she
Oh,
said.
God.
Weren't you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at
Just
Rachel.
Stares at her.
Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked.
Just
Nobody
knowing you.
answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel smiled at the
gosh.
camera nervously.
Ah.
Well, she said,
Oh,
let me
this is
tell
not
you
budget
some
for it.
knock-knock jokes.
Oh no.
Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what had happened.
Wait, how did I get home?
Oh, I don't even know.
Forgot everything. There's still so many
There's
endings.
so many endings.
Around town, there's so many. That says Rachel was guilty, 1 out of 5.
Oh, she's the well, I don't know. It's weird.
Kyle
Okay,
woke
how are we gonna get arrested?
We need a new phone, don't we? We're kicking a new phone yet.
Kyle's-
Yeah.
Stay up.
Okay, I'm gonna get this all the way to this
Rachel
one.
May to unexpected.
Okay, I'm gonna go reset time
Kyle.
real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, as you
Or
do.
get it close. Cause
Con-
eat first, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
eat,
eat first, and then like we can maybe scavenge the bug bowl too. Other
Kyle
options.
opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Wait, I haven't ate the crust before. I think it's just gonna bomb it.
Let's just eat good breakfast. By
Kyle
that I mean
instruct-
smash.
Kyle smashed his breakfast to a pulp using both fists.
I see.
Delicious.
Kyle wanted.
Oh, I can't eat now. Well,
Oh.
that's awkward.
I'm scared.
Kyle quickly. Kyle started. Soon, Kyle threw back his head and crammed the stick.
I'm doing great.
Rachel.
Phone go boom. Almost.
Okay, let's grab flashlight.
Kyle.
Grab the sword of change.
Ki-
Okay, this time I'm gonna actually eat the breakfast.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending.
Let's just eat the
Kyle.
condiments.
Ketchup.
Kyle.
It's faster.
Kyle.
Why does it take me an hour to go anywhere? Well, I guess I skipped to the end of the day.
Kyle started making it.
Oh, let's start withering away.
Kyle is now.
Wait, if I'm a ghost, do I have to open the doors?
We're a naked ghost.
Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway,
Oh.
but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside.
Working with the ghost.
Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk
Good
straight through the
thinking.
door.
I'm a ghost, right? That's how this works.
Yeah. Ooh. Laser Claymore.
Expecting a battle, Kyle grabbed the laser claymore.
Why do I have this?
Oh, well, you check the chest now,
This
right?
was one of the many
Oh, yeah.
mysterious artifacts
Yeah.
Kyle had been sent over the years.
Smash.
Smash.
Kyle began pounding the mysterious artifact with both fists. Within a few hours, it had become dust. An ancient force trapped in the artifact was released and turned Kyle into a lizard demon.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I should
Our
probably.
bedroom, right?
It should probably wear clothes too.
Yeah. So chicken versus locker.
There's a
This
locker
laser
right
stuff
Kyle
work?
knelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle took the laser claymore in his hand and slid it into the hole on top of the box. The box began to rumble slowly, but
Oh.
then it shook harder and harder.
Yeah, that's probably a good sign.
Yeah.
Suddenly, with a snap, the box lid came loose. Kyle, giddy with excitement, grabbed the box to drag it into the light. With much
He was
sweating
trying
and
to reach
pulling,
it, but he
Kyle
could still
slowly
work.
inched the box out of his closet. He began to giggle and drool. Soon, the box had been transported into the middle of the room. Kyle clapped his hands together and gripped the lid on either side. With a tug, it tumbled to the floor, revealing the contents of the box.
What is it? What is it?
There was nothing
To the
inside.
box. Oh
What?
no.
Kyle was incredibly disappointed. This had been an opportunity for him, a way to find something new, a way to break up the routine.
But
Suddenly, Kyle was struck with an unquenchable feeling of boredom about his life. Kyle jumped to his feet and burst outside, hungry to find anything that could
Oh,
give his
no.
day a feeling of interest. Painfully, Kyle started grabbing anything he could reach, smashing it into his face to see what it could possibly do for him.
Okay.
Rocks, benches, people, squirrels, and the ground itself fell into Kyle's grasp. But soon, his energy began to wane. Slowly, sadly, Kyle made his way back to his apartment, quietly grabbing small items off the ground and rubbing them against himself. Kyle slowly sank into his bed, as bored as when he had left earlier that day. He looked at the ceiling, feeling hollow. The day had been very hard. As he slowly fell asleep, Kyle wondered what he could possibly do tomorrow to inspire a new sense of interest in his life. He didn't know it then, but tomorrow, Kyle would try something new.
Kyle is
The
hot dog. Okay then.
Well, Matsuya.
Kyle woke up.
Oh no, it's pink.
Oh, yeah.
Change drops.
Oh.
Kyle thought very carefully about the first
Oh,
move of
hot
his
dog.
day. Kyle laid in bed for a moment, thinking about the day ahead. He would produce another episode of his long-running show, yes. Kyle thought about making breakfast, the same breakfast he'd been making for the past 9 years. Kyle thought about the clothes he would wear. They had not changed for a long time. Kyle waited for something new and interesting to enter his head. Something fresh. Something exciting. Kyle continued to wait. Nothing came to mind. In a sudden moment of inspiration, Kyle threw his covers to the ground and stepped out of bed. Kyle had made a decision. Today would not be part of an old journey. Today would be the start of something new. Kyle walked over to his desk and opened the middle drawer. He slowly removed an ancient withered stick of meat.
Oh.
Why do I have this in my what?
Today, Kyle planned to make good on his childhood passion, the career he had abandoned to become a talk show host. Kyle looked caringly at the crusty hot dog in his hands. Then he smiled.
Selling trusted hot dogs?
Then he bent his lips downwards and slowly sucked the hot dog into his mouth and down into his stomach.
No.
Kyle had become a hot dog vendor. He must now prepare for his first day running a hot dog stand.
What did we just do?
We switched into a hot dog vendor now.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the...
Yes.
Kyle put on his hot dog suit, which he had made by stitching hot dogs together when he was a child.
Oh, God.
Feeling fairly hungry, Kyle bent over and took a large bite out of his suit. He felt refreshed. It wasn't enough. Kyle continued to eat his clothing. Soon, Kyle had eaten most of the suit. The chunks that were left were enough to act as clothes, but barely. Kyle felt
Hey,
satisfied. The
just
hot
barely
dogs
so-
had nourished him
so
greatly,
counts.
functionally giving him more time in his day.
Well, what? Sure.
Search for hot
Kyle
dogs.
searched through his desk to find more hot dogs that he could sell. But Kyle had moved his hot dog stash somewhere else. He shut the desk drawers empty-handed.
Unfortunate.
I'm so confused.
You gotta find your hot dog stash.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the
Oh my
floor,
God.
realizing his immediate need for... Kyle started looking around for hot dogs. He crawled around, spreading layers of mold to the side with his hands and picking out
God.
interesting items.
This feels like a really bad fever dream.
Kyle couldn't
Okay.
find any hot dogs, but instead he found a pile of love letters he had written in high school. Kyle pocketed the envelopes and got back to his feet.
Ouch. I don't think there's anything else here. Just hot dogs.
Just the kitchen.
Oh my god.
Being in the kitchen gave Kyle a massive amount of hot dog-related nostalgia. He stood still, pondering. Kyle continued to think about hot dogs. Kyle still continued to think about hot dogs. He thought about their flavor. He thought about how different brands
God.
tasted different. Kyle thought about hot dog texture and their feeling in his hand.
It's been like 8 hours.
Kyle was still thinking about hot dogs.
All these hot dogs thinking.
Kyle's skin began to dissolve its bonds and melt from standing still too long. He began to spread
Oh
across
my
the floor,
God. Oh, no.
creating small
Oh,
puddles through the
God.
kitchen. Kyle's jaw caved, causing the top of his head to slowly drop backwards and point towards the ceiling. Kyle sunk lower and lower. His height was soon half of what it was before. Chunks of skin fell to the ground. Kyle's fingers and legs fell off, dissolving into drops of ooze as they dropped. Kyle was a large puddle of melted skin with bumps where his main features used to be. Kyle's atoms had lost
God.
all of their bonds. He had turned into nothing more than a meat-based soup.
Well,
Kyle stopped thinking about hot dogs and moved on with his day.
What, he did that for like 14 hours? What's in the
well, it
pantry?
takes some time
Kyle
to
wanted to
disintegrate and then reassemble and stuff.
Kyle made his way to the street corner. After a long day of preparation, Kyle felt very ready for his first outing as a hot dog salesman.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate my clothes and then I melted into a puddle. Does that count?
Kyle started to unpack his things onto the corner of the street. As Kyle was unpacking, his hand brushed the old love letters he had picked up earlier. He stopped. Something tugged at Kyle's heart. These letters were a
Heart.
piece of himself. These letters were a piece of history. Kyle realized it was time to give these letters to their original intended recipients. Kyle looked at the top letter of the stack. It was addressed to Abigail, a girl Kyle had liked during high school.
Oh.
Abigail had
Oh,
moved to the
wow.
other side of the city with her husband a few years ago, but Kyle was willing to make the trip.
This is not gonna end well for us.
Uh-oh. Well, maybe it does.
Kyle
Maybe
skipped
we
away
finish
to
it up.
Abigail's house, letter in hand. It wasn't that Kyle liked Abigail anymore. It wasn't that he missed her. To Kyle, this was more important than that. After an hour of walking, Kyle finally reached Abigail's front door. With excitement in his heart, Kyle took a breath
do I know where
and
she lives?
knocked on the door.
Kyle?
Oh, true.
Abigail opened it. Kyle, she said, smiling. What are you doing here? It's been so long. Abby, said Kyle, I have something I want to read to you. Kyle took the letter to Abigail clutched in his hands and opened it for the first time in 14 years. Dear Abby, he read, I feel funny when I look at you. Sometimes I think about you when I lie awake at night, but also sometimes not, but that's less often.
Oh god.
I also talk about you constantly to everyone when you're not around, but
Oh.
it's not always good things. Sometimes I also steal your lunches when you're not looking and keep them in a drawer at my house to look at when I'm bored.
Oh, God.
I want you to promise me something. Kyle looked at Abby
That's
meaningfully.
not how you can do
No,
it.
Promise you like me. And if you do like me, please show me by shoving live fish down your throat as a sign of dedication.
Oh no.
Abigail shut the door. Kyle looked up from the letter and stopped reading. He looked at the door in front of him. He realized that Abigail probably had something to do, so he decided to leave her the letters to read later. Kyle pressed the letters against the door and pushed firmly. He took a nearby rock and drove it through the papers into the door so Abigail could not miss them. With evening dawning, Kyle went home, satisfied that he had finished an old chapter of his life. When Kyle got home, he realized that he loved writing letters to Abigail.
Oh no.
He decided that he would continue to do so every day and make her his pen pal.
Oh, perfect.
Kyle fell asleep with a smile. It had been a good day.
All right. For a pen pal.
Kyle thought... Kyle had...
Well, we did that, yep.
Kyle decided...
Okay, we're not thinking about hot dogs
Kyle
yet.
opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
We are, however, searching fridge for hot dogs.
Kyle searched through the fridge, trying to find hot dogs.
Mom
The search
fridge.
turned up nothing. Kyle was
Dog.
not surprised, as he never stored meat in his refrigerator.
What is wrong with you, Kyle?
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Read the fridge.
Okay, what if I go back and eat my clothes? Oh,
Um.
I don't even have a flashlight?
Idiot.
Kyle? A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. "Good morning, neighbor," said Kyle
Oh, you can get a
cheerfully.
pen.
Gabby looked at
Ooh,
Kyle
yeah.
expectantly. "Gabby," Kyle said, "I think I have had a big life change today." Gabby raised her eyebrows. "I'm giving it all up, Gabby. It's time for me to follow my heart. I'm going to sell hot dogs now." Kyle looked into her eyes.
Gabby looked over her shoulder, trying to find an escape.
Oh my god, forget
Good job, Kyle, she said. Sounds like you better get started on that right away.
Please get out of my house.
Kyle realized that Gabby was right and returned back to the street.
I prepared very
Kyle
well.
made his way after a long day of preparation. But as he unpacked, Kyle realized he had not
Oh,
taken the
no.
important step of actually acquiring any hot dogs.
We need the hot dogs.
Kyle knew that in order to continue, he was going to need to visit somewhere close by to try to acquire hot dogs.
Oh. Hey, yo, everybody get some hot dogs? Warehouse or orphanage? The orphanage.
Well, orphanage it is.
Kyle decided that it would be best to go find some hot dogs at the local orphanage. To boost their monthly income, the local orphanage ran several fundraisers that gave services to the city. Kyle subscribed to one such service. Volunteers would mash the orphans' toys and dead pets together and distribute the paste from a faucet behind the orphanage. Residents of the city could pay a subscription fee to use the faucet for a certain period of time every day. Kyle had become a regular paste subscriber to get cheap food, juice, or glue depending on what he needed. Kyle walked behind the orphanage and swung open the faucet, hoping today's slurry was suitable to make hot dogs from.
Ooh, good idea.
For a moment, nothing came out, but then, with a loud burst, the faucet started spewing out orphans. The
Oh,
orphans had
God.
staged an uprising and were escaping through the
Oh,
faucet.
they're fighting back. No.
Finally, free to the world, the orphans rushed forward, crushing Kyle beneath their feet. The orphans knew exactly what their plan was to be. They wasted no time putting it into action. Several orphans quickly constructed a large building. Others called their contacts in the marketing industry. Within minutes, the orphans had constructed a large hot dog restaurant.
What?
Immediately, denizens of the city began flooding through its doors to buy hot dogs. It was not long before the orphans had completely taken over the local food industry. The reach of the hot dog shop increased. People stopped buying other food. Grocery stores closed.
Oh.
What have we
But
done?
the orphans were not finished. They soon expanded their business to all outlets.
What?
They monopolized insurance, retail, production, art, entertainment, and everything in between. Stay Up Late with Kyle was taken off the air to be replaced with various orphan broadcasts. Soon, everything that Kyle was known for had been replaced with something orphan-related. Nevertheless, Kyle remained famous as the man who released the orphans and was featured in all of the orphan history books. Kyle did not sell any hot dogs.
Oh. Well, let's learn about the orphans repair.
Yeah.
Kyle thought
Yeah,
very carefully.
yeah, they were.
Ki-
Dumb.
Kyle had.
Take two, I
Kyle
guess.
decided. Kyle.
I'm confused.
Kyle opened the fridge.
Nom.
After many
Where would I
Who's
find
the-
hot dogs?
Kyle walked over to the strange
don't
door
know.
in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. With a hum and a pop, Kyle used his massive knowledge of hot dog magic to change the door handle into a hot dog. Kyle
Ooh,
sucked the
smart.
hot dog into his mouth, opened the door,
Um,
and walked through.
Don't worry about it.
Kyle started looking around for anything he could use to make a hot dog stand. Kyle rooted around the scattered boxes and loose items. He picked up buckets, pieces of wood, rusty nails, and bits of string. Soon, he had enough loose items to be reasonably sure of being able to craft a stand that wouldn't fall over.
That's good.
Okay, well, where do I get the marketing agency? Hello. Kyle walked to the center of the agency entrance. It looked professional and intended behind a desk.
Kyle began rummaging around in the trash can, looking for anything interesting. After picking through wrappers and cups, Kyle noticed there was a red button stuck to the bottom of the can.
I mean, I can't not press it.
Kyle
Ooh.
eagerly pressed the button. The wall above the trash can started shifting and spinning, eventually revealing a slab of pewter with an indent. The slab was thick and old. A plaque was embedded in the top, reading, "The slab embraces only a true weapon."
Okay then.
Kyle walked over to the attendant and gave her a big smile.
Little smile.
Kyle let out a blood-curdling scream and fell onto the attendant's desk face first.
That'll get their
The
attention.
attendant did not buy Kyle's death. She continued working.
Feels bad, man.
Trying to sell the effect, Kyle lay on the attendant's desk for several hours, motionless. Eventually,
Well,
Kyle sheepishly stood up and walked out of the agency. Kyle made his way to the street corner.
no messing.
After a long day of preparation, Kyle felt very ready for But Kyle knew that Kyle jumped into action, knowing time was of the essence.
Yes.
He turned around, briefly surveyed his surroundings, and entered the first door that he saw.
Go.
Kyle found himself in the middle of a dilapidated warehouse that had not seen any humans for many, many years. The warehouse walls were plastered with a thick layer of grime, sticky from the damp air. But Kyle never saw the grime. All Kyle could see were the rats. Like a bristling ocean, rats
no.
covered every surface of the warehouse, floor, ceiling, walls, and everything in between. Kyle started to grab rats with both hands and shove them into his supply pack. His pack filled quickly. Kyle continued stashing rats into every open crevice. Within minutes, his pack was jam-packed with rats.
Why am I doing this again?
Satisfied,
For the
Kyle made
rats.
his way back outside.
I'm not certain.
Kyle returned to his spot on the street corner. It was around the time work let out for the evening. The street was packed with pedestrians. Kyle began to wordlessly shove rats toward the passers-by close to him.
Oh no.
Most avoided eye contact and steered around him. A few looked at the rat in Kyle's hand and frowned. After a few minutes of trying, Kyle became very frustrated. Kyle grabbed a nearby passerby, wrenched open their mouth, and drew a rat close to shove it down their gullet. But suddenly, Kyle had a realization.
Nom nom.
It was not the rats that were unpleasant to his customers. No, Kyle had forgotten to create a
I
mascot.
see.
Hey, you, whispered Kyle to the man gripped in his arm. You're gonna help me. Kyle took the bag of rats and dumped it over the man's head.
Oh god.
The man was buried in the rats. They clung to his arms and legs, creating a makeshift rat suit that covered every inch of his skin.
Oh god.
Immediately, the man began to ravenously shill Kyle's hot dog stand to the public. He waved his arms up and down, yelling for anyone and everyone to come buy a treat. But there was a problem. The rats Kyle had intended to sell as hot dogs had already been repurposed. The crowds that had been attracted by the mascot sadly stepped away, knowing they had lost a chance at something wonderful.
It would have been wonderful. yeah.
Eventually, Kyle and the mascot gave up. They returned to Kyle's apartment, heads hung low. Kyle and the mascot tried several times over the next few months. Before they could get their feet underneath them, however, they were written up by the FDA for
darn it.
extremely unhygienic marketing.
I
The
guess it
mascot
was
was sent to
marketing.
jail. Kyle, being without his partner, decided to give up for good. Kyle nor the mascot sold any hot dogs.
Mascot.
How is this actually getting worse as we go?
Kyle started to scroll. Stay up late.
Oh, I forgot. To turn in, hot dogs.
Kyle.
Hot dogs.
Kyle.
Dogs.
How are we supposed to sell hot dogs? I don't know where to get hot dogs from.
Gotta find some, so there's not any.
Hello.
Excited by his new job as a hot dog salesman, Kyle decided to share his happiness with the store clerk. As Kyle opened his mouth to speak, his stomach contracted violently.
Oh.
Kyle started spewing out undigested chunks of hot dog and stomach lining.
What?
The hot dog Kyle had eaten earlier had multiplied in his stomach, causing a massive amount of hot dog pieces to grow inside of him. After a couple minutes of spewing, Kyle stopped. He looked at the attendant. "Oh, you know," said Kyle, rolling his eyes and smiling. The attendant did not seem to want to respond, so Kyle decided to leave the tech store.
What did we just do?
Well, how many movies?
Kyle, feeling fear, it wasn't enough. Soon, Kyle felt satisfied. Kyle walked over to the attendant and gave her a big smile. Kyle took a big breath. "So how does the whole marketing thing work?" "Well," said the attendant, "we offer several packages for old and new media starting around $100 customized for your needs." Kyle bit his lip. "Right, so what can I get for free?" The attendant stared blankly. "Not really anything." Kyle didn't answer and stood staring for a moment, then walked away.
We're fine hot dogs.
A middle-aged
sort of
woman.
tucked down.
"Good morning, neighbor." "Gabby, this is important," said Kyle. "Do you have a pen I could borrow?" "Kyle," said Gabby, "don't you have even a single pen of your own?" "No, Gabby," said Kyle, clutching her arms and looking into her eyes. "I haven't written since high school." Gabby stared at Kyle and pursed her lips. After a moment, she took a pen out of her pocket. "Kyle, I'll give you a pen, but please be careful with what you write. Harsh words are a weapon to
minute.
wield carefully."
Wait a minute.
Kyle
Oh.
mumbled agreement, took the pen, and skipped away from Gabby's house.
She said weapon.
You did.
Ah, I don't have enough time. Okay, restart.
Kyle had
Kyle? Kyle. 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 Kyle.
Hi.
Kyle.
a middle-aged woman.
Too late.
Good. Gabby. Kyle.
Kyle.
After picking through the wall, the slab was
Wait, but it's a true weapon.
thick.
Do I need to go home and like write it on something?
I don't know.
I can search for hot dogs.
Kyle.
On my own bed. Oh, come on. What's up?
I'm running out of time again. Where are the hot dogs?
Kyle.
Why can't I be a normal person and
Kyle.
keep it in the fridge?
Kyle decided to take Kyle.
Come on, Kyle. Keep eating your clothes, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Oh, I forgot to grab the key. Oh, wait, I can just do this.
Kyle with this. Kyle stashed the mysterious artifact for later use.
I don't know what it does, but I'll take it.
Sure. We'll see, figure it out later.
Kyle? Kyle? Kyle. Wait a minute. No, I wanted to go into the kitchen. Check pantry. It
Kyle,
has to be in the pantry, right?
The pantry door. Instead of an
Hopefully,
assortment
yeah, that's what
of
I'm
canned
thinking.
goods and Kyle searched around the pantry for a selection of hot dogs. After a few minutes of
Finally.
searching, Kyle found several stashes of old hot dogs loose and in paper bags.
What?
He gathered them together and saw that he had a serviceable amount of
At
hot
least we have
dogs.
hot dogs.
Yeah. I question everything we stand for.
Kyle, after a long, Kyle took out his cart pieces and began to assemble them. With a little trouble, Kyle was able to finish constructing a serviceable hot dog stand.
I probably shouldn't.
Kyle then started to place the hot dogs he had brought into the cart. They were cold, but Kyle had never cooked his hot dogs as a child and
What?
didn't want to start now. His prep
See.
finished, Kyle looked around and smiled, waiting for his first customer. It was then that Kyle realized he had not bothered to acquire
Oh
any
my God.
advertisement for his cart. If the hot dog stand would be a success, Kyle realized he would need to advertise all on his own. Kyle
Right
thought
along,
about his advertising options. Without hesitation, Kyle craned his neck towards the sky and let loose a blood-curdling scream like none other.
Goodness.
Everyone around Kyle stopped to look at him, unhappy with the noise.
Buy my hot dogs.
Kyle's scream continued and became more and more distasteful.
Buy my hot
Oh.
dogs.
Soon, there was not a
Buy
person
my
in his
hot
city that
dogs.
was not unhappy with Kyle's screaming. Kyle continued to scream throughout the night and into the
Oh,
next
God.
day.
Buy my hot dogs.
People began to stop next to Kyle, foregoing work to stand and frown. The reach of his scream began to spread, reaching nearby cities, then states, then countries. The world grew a distaste for Kyle's screaming. Families spent their evenings frowning. Nobody was terribly happy. A petition to move humanity
Oh my
away from Kyle's
God.
screaming was created. Everyone signed it.
Oh, shit.
All of the
Okay.
nations of the world put their minds together and created a shuttle for humanity to leave Earth. Within a day, the human race had left on a trip to a new planet, away from the sound of Kyle's screams. Kyle continued to scream for many years, hoping someone would buy a hot dog so he could stop. But there was nobody left to buy any hot dogs. Kyle was all alone.
Oh,
I did it.
we're alone.
Ah.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to call it for me.
Getcha. So I will also end
getting
streaming
tired.
then.
Yeah. And I think we can still go ahead and come back to this though and really figure out the rest of Kyle's life here. It's
Yeah.
Kyle's pretty famous, and I didn't even see everything why he's famous.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Check out the YouTube channel and my Twitch channel description to check out our older videos. Yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
Thank you.
And end stream.